Holy mackerel, guys. I can't believe it, but last feeding for the last batch of chickens for the year. This is like totally weird for us. I mean, this is just not like the normal thing for us because we always did chickens year round. So it's totally weird to be doing, you know, like the last batch of chickens. I always thought it would be strange, and it's a very strange feeling to know that we're not going to have to do chickens anymore. So here we go. Last batch, last move for the 2022 season. Here, do you have final words to say about our last batch of chickens?
Nope. I don't.
Just glad that they're done.
Ready for a break?
Yeah.
And not even this break, because we had a bit of a break when we moved here.
Right.
But we're so used to not having a break, doing chickens year round in California. So having that break and just knowing
that it's coming
for future years that we do get this break for the chickens, which is really not that much. I mean, it's not that hard.
No,
it's really not. And especially with these schooners and stuff, it's 10 times easier than what we were doing before. So, and not having to process them.
Yeah.
So it's really not that much work compared to what we were doing.
It's true.
So
yeah. It's gonna feel weird though. Do you think it's gonna?
Should I not say that? Should I not tell them like we don't work as hard as we used to?
No, we work all day long, 24/7. I think processing is the big
Yeah, it's like a 3-day ordeal.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we don't process for sure. Although it sucks to not have that control, but I'm glad we don't process.
If processing, I know this is silly because it's not possible, but if processing was as easy as it is now, but we had the control and able to have the attention to detail that we're used to having,
right?
Then I would obviously go with that route. That's
right.
The best of both worlds, but kind of can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think that's the proper saying.
What, Al?
Doesn't make any sense. You can't.
I said I'd be there in a second.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, but you absolutely can.
You can have your cake and eat it too.
So I don't quite understand that saying.
I don't know.
Emma's about to have her cake and eat it too.
She is. We're getting ready to have a birthday party for Miss Emma.
Come here.
She's going to be a whopping 3 years old, which is weird to me. I don't know. I feel like Emma's one of those babies that I feel like she's just been with us forever, I feel like she's just been with us as long as Ella. It's weird that she's only 3. So anyways, all right, we're going to get to the rest of chores, and then you won't see this until next week. Today is Saturday for us. We're actually heading out of town for the weekend. Going up to Ohio to visit family, do Christmas and everything. It's just a few days before Christmas. So we're going to get the rest of chores done. We've got a farm sitter coming tonight to just check on everybody and get, everybody fed that needs to. And then we will just be back tomorrow. We're just doing a 1-day trip. So we're going to get barn chores done and then we are out of here. Good morning, Farmily. All right, well, so it's been a couple days since I took that first part of the video where we moved the schooners for the last time. We went out of town, we came back, so we are getting back to work today, and Ryan actually, Olivia has been not feeling well on Saturday. Let's see, today's Monday. So on Saturday, when we were at Ryan's family, she was up all night with a fever, burning up. So I slept terrible, of course, because I was up with her all night. Last night, she slept not great. So Ryan decided that he was going to go out and load those chickens for the processor by himself for the last time, just because I'm up with her. She was up probably every hour. So he actually went out, loaded all of the birds, almost 200 birds, all by himself, and took them to the processor this morning. So I'm like just grateful. And what was really nice is he got up at about 4 or 4:30. Of course, I woke up with him. But from 4:30 until 6, when I finally woke up, she actually slept the whole time. So I got like almost 2 hours of completely uninterrupted sleep. It was really nice. I actually feel so much better. I was exhausted yesterday and I just was... Whew, yeah, I was tired. So I really appreciate him doing that. I'm so thankful that we, can farm together. And when one of us is down, kind of the other one takes up the slack. And it's just, yeah, it's really great. But first off, can you just look at this? I mean, can you believe that? How beautiful the sunrise is this morning? It is beautiful. It's cold. I think it's like 17 out right now. It's supposed to be very cold this week. One of the days, couple days before Christmas, I think it's supposed to be like a high of 12. So that ought to be real fun. We're going to spend most of this week cutting firewood. We don't have a lot to do on the farm. We're just going to kind of take it low these couple weeks, between Christmas and New Year's, not really work on any of the projects that we, have planned for the winter sort of downtime. Like I said, last of the chickens, the broiler chickens went to the processor today. We'll pick those up in a couple of days. So we're just going to spend some time over the next week or so, just kind of relaxing, working on some fun stuff, hanging out with the kids. Ella is off of school, so we may not post as much as we normally do during this time, but regardless, I'm going to get out right now before the kids wake up and move cows. I want to get that done. We moved them right before we left, but they definitely need to get moved today. We also need to move the sheep today, and then sometime this week, the dairy cows need a new paddock and the goats need a new paddock. So we'll get to those over the next couple of days. But right now we're moving cows, and then we'll probably get in. The girls will probably be awake. We'll get in, do breakfast and all the things, and Ryan will be home. So let's get these cows moved and enjoy the sunrise while we're at it. Guys ready? Come on, cows. Come on, cows. Let's go. Let's go, cows. Good job, big boy. Good job. Good job, big boy. Good job. Hello, big lady. Hello, my lady. Come on, cows. Come on, cows. Good job, folks. Good job. Come on, guys. Let's go. Come on, big boy. Hello. Good job. Good job. Good job, cows. I don't know if I should be worried or what, but my dog just ran by with a deer leg. What we think happens is people kill deer in the surrounding farms, skin them, and do all the things, and leave like the hide and the feet. And of course, my dog's like, it's a perfect snack for them. So they go get it and bring it back up here. Whatever, weirdos. Makes them happy though. All right, we are done out here. I got the charger in place right there. I just need to take these posts and move them over to the other side so they're ready for the next time that we're ready to move, and then we will be done. Okay, so we are back at it. Ryan is home. I ended up actually just leaving the girls in with him. It's just cold and I'm not doing that much. I got to move the sheep. I'm feeding the cows right now. I need to move the cow paddock. So I am actually feeding them hay this morning. I'm just going to throw a bale, like an entire bale out to them. And that should last them for the rest of today. And then we'll move a round bale into their paddock tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today. Ryan has to do it on the tractor because he is heavier than I am, and he helps to kind of like counterbalance it. Hi, Miss Oakley. Look at Oakley. She's big and getting big. Hey. But he doesn't want to do it today, which I don't blame him. He's been up since 4 o'clock this morning, so I'm just going to let him relax. So anyways, I am out doing chores. I'm going to get these guys fed and taken care of. I got the goats out in their paddock, and then I'm going to go over and move the sheep. So let's get this finished up. All right, goats are out. I actually took the rabbit water in last night because it was a low of like 17. So I forgot it. I need to run out and grab it, and then we'll get the waters back on the rabbits and get some straw down in their stall so I can move them back to the start of their stall, and they have clean bedding. So I think I can't remember if I mentioned what I'm doing with the rabbits. So first off, we do plan to breed them. Actually, coming up right after the first of the year, the little doe, my girl rabbits, will be ready to be bred. So we're going to start working on that. I think what Ryan wants to do is create like a habitat, I don't know what the right word for it is, out in the barnyard. So let me take you out here and show you. So like right here where these silos are, running sort of along the fence, create an outdoor covered habitat that's open that they can be in during the like good weather and nice weather, but has like partitions so we can move them kind of like we do with the rest of the animals, right? So, once they kind of eat down an area, we can open a little door and they can go into the next section. We close that door, water it if we need to, and just let them kind of move, have it big enough that, it's enough before they get back to like the one section that they were at. It also allows us to like divide them up as we need to. If we have a doe that's having babies, we can divide her, from the rest of the crew, but she still has a good section. We haven't totally like penciled it out yet how we want to do it. Whether we want to have like a designated maternity ward, if you will, a maternity section that when a doe is getting ready to kindle, which is like having babies for rabbits, we can just put her in there and that's where she stays until the rabbits are big enough, the baby bunnies are big enough, and then everybody goes back into the area. What we need to figure out is how big the area needs to be to house all of the rabbits and not have any issues, like any fighting or anything like that. So I don't know how many like square feet a rabbit needs in order to make sure that there's not, going to be any problems. And obviously we want to make sure that there's enough that they're not eating it down too fast. Like we want to have enough room that they can stay in there for maybe a week and then move to the next one. So we'll see. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, we haven't like vetted the whole thing. That's just sort of the plan. But this winter, my plan is to have them in this stall because it's a pretty protected stall. I can close this door. It's pretty solid in there unless the snow really blows. Like if it's going to be super windy, we might move them into this next stall over here. Just because it's a little bit more protected. This is like the outside stall. But regardless, I'm going to kind of just move them back and forth in this stall, laying down a new layer of hay or straw. I don't know if you saw that. And then just move them every day, or probably every other day, I think is what I found, to a new little spot. And that way they're not sitting in their poop and everything. And by the time winter is over, this like section in here is going to be loaded with poop and loaded with pee, and also the straw will start breaking down. So it's going to be some really amazing compost that we can put either in the crop garden or help fill the raised beds that we're going to do this spring. So my plan, Ryan and I were just talking about this. So if you go back, way back in the beginning, Ryan and I had tried to dig out this stall. It's really hard to tell, but if I put my foot up against it, you can see how, it's still kind of hard. You can see it's like, it's high, it's deep with bedding from the animals, because we just do the deep bedding. We just keep adding, stuff onto it. So we tried to dig this out with like the pitchforks and shovels, and it was a nightmare. It was a disaster. It sucked. We got like a quarter of the way through it and we said, forget it. We're not doing this. We need to figure out a different plan. So what I really want to do is rent. And here's the thing is, this winter, we're probably going to have at least a cow, possibly two, just depending on what happens, and maybe even all three of the dairy cows in these stalls. There's 1, 2, and 3 in these stalls in the barn when it's really bad out. So like when it's really cold, really snowy, after Buttercup has had her calf, we're probably going to be keeping people inside a lot. So these stalls are going to get full of straw and manure and all that kind of stuff. Even if we're just putting them in there overnight and, letting them back out during the day, it's still going to be bad. So what we're going to do is in the spring, or maybe even like early summer, is rent a mini excavator. I think this is going to work. Just rent a mini X to dig out all of these stalls. If we can dig them out, then my tractor, we can load it into the tractor and then tractor it to wherever we need to do. It's just really hard. We can't get the tractor into these doors. They're not wide enough, and there's really not a whole lot of room. It's not wide enough in these breezeways to really get into the stall. So using the mini X that can just kind of like scrape it all out, and it swivels, we don't have to like be moving around. I think it's going to work perfectly. And it was only like a couple $100 to rent it for the day. So we could totally do that. I think it would work really well. So anyways, that's the plan with the stalls. So this winter, we're just going to keep doing like we've been doing, adding bedding, keeping everybody warm. And then in the spring, early summer, that's the plan, to do that. And then we'll build, the rabbit, I don't know, we're going to have like, it's going to be like Watership Down. If you know, right? Over here. Anyways, all right. So the barn chores are done. Real quick, I'm going to get tonight's grain and feed for everybody done. That way it's all finished. I think I've said before how nice it is just to come out here, have that all done and ready to rock. And all we have to do is dump it out for everybody. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to move over. I got to get the cow water done. I got to see what hoses are unfrozen, and hopefully I can get something moving over there, and then go out and move the sheep. So let's get this feed done, and then we'll head out to the rest of the farm. All right, most of the sides are up. I got 1, 2 sides up. This side still needs to be done right here, but this is the side where I'm gonna move them and move their shelter through. So what I'm gonna do is just drop it, just pull it back, and then they'll come right across. They're ready to move. We pushed them a little hard on this section that they were in. I found that they were just kind of picking through it and then acting like they were hungry when I know that there was more forage for them. So we left them on this paddock for probably 2 or 3 days longer than what we have been. And they did a way better job of, kind of an even clear, which is what I'm looking for. Yeah, so they did a much better job on this paddock, you can see. So we'll get them moved over into this section and we'll leave them here and make sure that they do, a really good job of getting an even clear. I don't want them eating it like down to the dirt, but I certainly want them to get all that they can out of it. So, it is what it is. We'll get them moved. All right, I am back out here. I've got the baby with me. Hey, Olivia. Hi. What are you doing? This one's in her eyes. Let me go this way. There she is. Hi. I got the big girls down for a nap. I got the baby with me. So I came out to check the cow water. It's still not running. So I just kind of like tracked it all the way back up, feeling where it was frozen. And it's actually frozen like at the faucet. So I ran a new hose. I'm just going to stretch it out. I figured out where the leak was. It was leaking just a tiny bit so I could see where it was. So basically I just need to replace this whole stretch of hose here. Which I'm gonna do, and then hopefully that will get the cow water running. So let's get this figured out. They are thirsty. If you can see, where are they? They're right there. They are thirsty. They're standing right next to the trough. So I'm gonna get this figured out and get them some water so they can get a drink. They're thirsty. It's still pretty cold out. The temperature gauge said 34, so it's still pretty chilly out here. That sounds like it's running. So we will walk out and make sure that the cows have water. All right, guys, well, my task list is done for the day. This was kind of your run-of-the-mill day, nothing real exciting going on. This week, we hope to get the stanchion finished so we can start milking Annabelle. But yeah, so this kind of closes up a chapter for us. Our first year of raising chickens on pasture is finished. Obviously, we've still got tons of chicken in the freezer. We're making deliveries and orders with those. So that's really exciting and plan to do that. We should have enough to last us through the winter and into the spring until we start with chicks again. But we'll be putting to bed the schooners and the brooders and all that stuff over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, kind of closing that part of our life out, at least for the winter time. So thanks for hanging out with us today, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.